This is the wrong time for this movie to be released right now. Previously this year, we had Sonic the Hedgehog, a video game movie that wasn't half bad at all. Next year, we get the sequel to Tomb Raider, a decent video game movie, Mortal Kombat movie, and one of my most anticipated / nervous as hell movie, Uncharted, coming out. And then they get Paul W. Anderson to come back. The guy who gave us, the $1.2 billion franchise success, Resident Evil. Yeah, come do another video game movie. Monster Hunter. This brand new 2020 film being released this week, directed by Paul W. Anderson, from the director of the complete, all 6 Resident Evil franchise movies. Those movies, the first 3 in my opinion, are guilty pleasure bad movies. The last 3 are awful movies, and I have never been a fan of him as a director, so going into this movie, I had no expectation. This movie stars Mila Jovovich, Tony Jaa, and T.I., and is about when Lieutenant Artemis and her loyal soldiers are transported to a new world. They engage in a desperate battle for survival against enormous enemies with incredible powers. So I've actually only personally played one Monster Hunter game. It was like the latest one. I didn't even own it. I went to a friend's house. He was playing it. I watched him play it, and I played for like 10 minutes. I never got into the Monster Hunter series. I know the video game series, but they were never just something I looked forward to. So when this movie was announced, I was like, maybe it'd be cool. And then right when Paul W. Anderson got announced as the director, I was like, so where's Mila Jovovich? And look at she's the star of the fucking movie. So I'll start with some positives, and the positives is the CGI in the beginning of the movie didn't look or sound bad. The sound mixing and sound design, didn't sound too bad. The monsters apparently were confirmed by Capcom. So they were like, that looks just like a monster from the video game. So I guess I'll give the movie credit for that. They at least made the monsters look like the video games. I've even seen the images online of what the monsters look like. I'll give them that. They looked just like the game for the monsters. So if you're a fan of the monsters, then there you go. They made them look just like that. Some of the suits look cool, Mila Jovovich gets her little armor toward the middle half of the movie, end of the movie, and the actual Monster Hunter character played by Tony Jaa, he couldn't speak English, and he's the Monster Hunter, but he's not the main character. Yeah, that's about it. Listen, if you're watching this review, then you know what kind of movie this is. If you know who Paul W. Anderson is, then you know what kind of movie this is. The movie is awful. It really is. It's one of the worst movies of the year. It is. When you watch this movie, you can just tell that the studio is like, milk, money, video game. Oh, here's a plot that, none of the fans of video games want to even see, because we have these group of, soldiers transported in a portal into the Monster Hunter universe, and basically now they gotta survive. But then it leads to meeting Tony Jaa, the Monster Hunter, who is not, like I said, the main character, because, we don't want to see the actual Monster Hunter himself as the main character or the main storyline, because the storyline is get these soldiers home, let's close the portal so these monsters don't get into Earth and wreck everything. The acting in this movie is absolutely horrible from everyone, mostly. I mean, Mila Jovovich, she's playing the same kind of character she always plays, especially in the Resident Evil movies. She's playing a badass. Why is she a badass? Because she's a sergeant. She's a female, which, of course, I love seeing female leads and empowerment. I love seeing badass female characters. But I like seeing actual good characters, too, because this is not the only character development that they even give her. She has a wedding ring in her pocket, and she looks at it, and she thinks about it, and that's it. That's the only character development we get of her. Everything else, she's just a sergeant lady, and she's a badass, and she teams up with Tony Jaa, who is the actual Monster Hunter, and the movie doesn't focus on him enough. There's a background story we barely know about him. Why is the movie not, set in this universe? Why even bring these soldiers from Earth and the portal? Get rid of that shit. I'm pretty sure all the fans of the Monster Hunter games went to this movie, kind of hoping they'd explore the world. No, we just get these soldiers coming to this world who basically throw out jokes and don't feel afraid of these huge monsters and all, and it just felt like nothing characters. It felt like a nothing plot. If the movie was focused on the Monster Hunter, Tony Jaa, who had some ability to be maybe a cool character. I mean, he didn't speak English, but I mean, it's still fan base to the games, but no, Paul W. S. Anderson writes the scripts like, here's this great dialogue and these great characters. Let's throw them in this universe. Oh, there's the monsters from the video game. There you go, fans. Hope you guys enjoy my movie. Get my money, please. Either way, they're all just bad. I mean, once they are dealt with, not really a spoiler because you're not gonna watch this movie, Mila Jovovich becomes our solo character and she teams up with Tony Jaa. Movie got like 1% better in that kind of way, but 99% of it became bad CGI. I don't know what happened toward the third act of this movie. I really think the studio ran out of money and they're like, here's the last portion of this movie, let's just throw everything at the screen, explosions, CGI. And my God, Paul W. S. Anderson, he did it again. He did it in the final chapter of Resident Evil movie and it was god awful, eye just bleeding. He did it again, this quick ass editing, not letting us see the entire frame. There was like a few moments he showed us the entire frame of an action scene that would look really cool, but he did slow-mo, of course. I'm like, bro, are you 2005? We're in 2020. Your movie will be in 2021. This year sucked. Get rid of slow-mo. Overall, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the game, so maybe the fans out there will like this movie more than me, but from me, as an audience member, watching this movie, it's super bad. The editing is bad. The acting is bad. The story is so just like, you're dumb. Make it a Monster Hunter movie, not a soldiers enter the universe. Explore the world more. And my God, the last 10 minutes. Hey, we want a sequel. And my God, if they get a sequel, man, Paul W. S. Anderson, I mean, he just makes bad movies and gets even more money. He did it with Resident Evil. If he does it with this one, then dude, like, I respect your money ability, but man, oh man, please, like, just stop making video game movies. Move on with something else. I will give Monster Hunter a D-. Two reasons why I didn't give it an F. One, I guess I respect Capcom gave them confirmation on the monsters and they went with the monsters. I'll give them that. They respected the thing that people wanted to see in this movie the most. Second reason, I haven't given a D- in a long time, so I felt like giving a D-, so there you go on that. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. I have a bunch of reviews coming before the end of 2020. Buckle up, guys. It is going to be a very fun ride. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.